Give me literally 3 minutes of your time and I'll show you how I went from very little theory or hearing ability to being fluent in just 90 days. And no, I didn't misspeak. 90 days into my journey, I could listen to the chords of almost any song on the radio and decipher them in real time. And as the cherry on top, once I could understand the chords of anything that I heard in real time, my rate of improvement absolutely exploded, because then I was able to focus my mind on the details that were inside of the structures that I already understood. And I unlocked a heightened level of musical intuition that I could take with me in my life moving forward. And before you ask, no, I do not have perfect pitch. It's all relative. So, how did I do it? Instead of taking the much slower traditional academic path, I took the most logical, intuitive solution I could think of, and I took it to the absolute extreme. Now, I'm simplifying this a bit, but I'm pretty sure I can distill it down into about 3 simple steps. Step 1. Everything in Western music is primarily based on the major scale, and there is a way to naturally harmonize that scale with chords. These are called diatonic chords. As soon as I read about them back in 2014 when I was a beginner, I knew that I had struck gold. So you mean to tell me that there is a group of chords that is most naturally used in a particular key? That's what I thought to myself. Immediately, I wrote them out on a sheet of paper, all 12 keys, and this right here is actually the original handwritten copy from September 2014, and I kept it around because I knew that I was gonna want to look back on it, you know? Every single day for at least a month, I practiced these sequences up and down, up and down, up and down, over and over again until it was pure instinct. And it was the most important thing I could have ever done, because it provides a framework that categorizes how we view chord progressions. Because every single chord inside of this diatonic framework can be identified as a number. Many of you might know this as the number system, which is really just how harmony works. Step 2. I was always passionate about music, and I was always listening to music. Using what little theory I had at the time, I simply took the songs on my playlist that I was already listening to every day, and I put them into this diatonic framework that I mastered from step 1 the best I could. Like I said, this diatonic system can be broken down in terms of numbers. And get this, all of the same number chord sound the same to the ear throughout all of music. So, in other words, a 2 chord will always sound like a 2 chord, whether it's in an Usher song, a Beethoven piece, or a Taylor Swift song. All I cared about for those first 90 days was just being able to take those songs and being able to see them through this framework, through the system. Even the chords that I didn't understand yet, I just gave them a number relative to the key that I was in, and I called it a day. As I self-studied more theory, I quickly began to understand how to name these other kinds of non-diatonic chords, such as secondary dominants and modal interchange chords. But the reason why this is so extremely effective is because of the airtight feedback loop between analyzing the songs and listening to them every single day. And remember, these weren't just any old songs that I was trying to analyze. These were the songs on my playlist, primarily 90s R&B bops, that I was passionate about and I listened to every single day of my life. Which brings me to step 3, just immerse. Every single day I listened to the playlist just like I did before I knew any of the theory. I wasn't just consistent, I was obsessed. 90 days of that and it was game over. Want me to send you some more in-depth training on this framework? Let me know in the comments and I will be in touch.